a lot of people are traveling right now, so they want to hear what Sean has to say.
Yeah, bundle up if you're leaving anywhere but the extreme coast. All right, and of course, going outside, nice and clear and cool. And of course, just a few minutes ago, I said we didn't have any official watches and warnings. And of course, now one has snuck in, and that's a frost advisory for the central coast, mainly northwestern Santa Barbara County. Of course, it looks like also a pocket up toward maybe Los Osos, Morro Bay. And then if you look down to the south, you can see Ojai and even portions of LA. Either way, it's going to be very cold in many areas. If we can get a light offshore breeze, that will sometimes help out the farmers and people that want to maybe are concerned of their small pets and of course produce that can be damaged by frost, and that will last through tomorrow morning. Usually backs off about 8, maybe 9 in the morning when we finally start to warm things up. Today's temperature is really nice. If you were in the sun, really no wind to talk about today. It was really quiet out there across the area. Temperature still on the cool side, slightly below normal for many areas. Some areas getting close to your normals for this time of year. Still chilly though around Pismo Beach at 57 degrees. Paso Robles about 60. Currently seeing widespread 40s. And again, really light wind, not much to talk about. And that's going to allow the air to settle in many of the valleys and of course the foothill areas where the cold air can kind of rush down out of the mountains and just sort of sit and not really go anywhere. And of course with a slight offshore flow, that can sometimes help the farmers because it'll keep just enough air moving, even though it dries things out, and we know all that's not necessarily good, but it can keep things moving and hopefully keep them above the freezing point. Right now seeing a lot of high humidities out there right along the beaches, so we are recovering from our last Santa Ana, Santa Lucia wind event, and of course also that can bring in the other factor here, which is ground fog popping up where those areas where it gets real cold and the moisture is sitting low to the ground. Again, very chilly up in the northern tier across the upper Midwest and back toward the upper Rockies. Bone chilling, and unfortunately some of this is going to filter down into the deep south where they had all the tornadic activity just a few days ago, not helping the situation with many people not having roofs right now or even houses intact. Of course, for us, things are fairly quiet. We had that quirky area of clouds now moving off into the desert southwest. Pretty clear for the most part. Another storm system, though, is going to knock on the door late Monday going into Tuesday. Now, expected to really run over the top of us, and it looks like Northern California down to about maybe Lake Tahoe and the Sierra, maybe a little farther south than that, and then possibly northern areas of the Bay Area. Otherwise, it looks like for most of the energy will stay well to the north. The upper level storm track is well up into Washington and Oregon. So again, we'll go ahead and look at the future track, and you can kind of see how the clouds stay away tomorrow, but then by tomorrow night we start seeing high and mid-level clouds. Then the rain showers do show up Tuesday for Northern California. Of course, we're all connected with our water issues. As everyone knows, we tend to borrow a lot in Southern California from what they get up there, so this is all good for us. As far as any real rain totals, again, we're out of the crosshairs right now for any storminess whatsoever, at least for the next 7, maybe 8 days, possibly after Christmas, but right now all the energy stays up there, and at least somebody is getting it. It means the Pacific is still pretty active. Wind does not appear to be an issue the next couple of days, so we'll go ahead and kind of skip through that map. And now we'll look at our chilly low temperatures in the morning, giving way to mostly mild conditions by the afternoon. And as you blink, if you blink your eyes from Monday to Tuesday, you're not going to see much in the way of a difference. It looks like we'll stay pretty quiet and probably more cloud cover, so the lows will come up a little bit Tuesday morning, but your afternoon highs will likely stay in the upper 50s to lower or mid 60s. And there again is your Santa Barbara forecast. Always beautiful to talk about, a beautiful part of the world, and just nothing really to complain about, with a lot of 60s, 40s in the morning, 60s by the afternoon. Again, watching for the patchy frost issues of areas around Lompoc, back toward maybe Buellton, and as well up towards Santa Maria. Chilly in the southern Salinas Valley, but the hardy folks there, so they'll handle that. Look at Nipomo, 38, and then a 60 by the afternoon. So again, the morning's chilly, but the afternoon's not too bad. El Rio, 62 after starting at 40. Quick look at the surf, still really small. Expected to come up today, but it really didn't. Tomorrow, hopefully more along the waist to maybe chest high at the most exposed west-facing beaches. And there's your Santa Barbara forecast. Again, winter officially starts on Wednesday. We should stay dry. Santa shows up late next weekend, and it will also be dry. And look at that, actually a little warm warming trend will likely take us up into the upper 60s and 70s for most areas as we head into the Christmas holidays. So a really nice forecast there, especially for toy testing. And we'll be right back in just a minute.